How's it going, guys? It's Adolf and welcome to a Elemental Shaman guide. I do apologize if I'm a little bit raspy. I literally just woke up and I wanted to start streaming, but I've had a lot of requests in stream to actually do an Elemental Shaman guide. I don't know why. It's a pretty simple class, but yeah, this is for you stream people who were demanding the guide. So yeah, Elemental Shaman is a pretty crazy class right now. It's really OP, and it's really strong with certain comps like Ellie Mage, LSD, Thunder. This is just kind of some examples. Elemental Shaman has extreme burst damage, plus random RNG procs, which can win you the game at any moment. Plus it has off healing and obviously healing stream totem and healing tide totem and all the totems in general, which make it a pain to go against because they can get their healer out of fears, they can ground polys, they can do anything to counter CC for their healer. And like I said, on top of that, the insane damage just makes it a crazy class to play. So today I'm going to kind of be explaining the basic fundamentals of an Elemental Shaman, like the gemming, reforging, talents, glyphs, rotation, setup, everything like that. The basics, the basics of the basics. And yeah, so starting with talents and stuff, or starting with spec, your elemental, obviously you get lava burst from Ellie, which is a big, it's your big damage ability. Lava burst is a 100% chance to crit, and if there's a flame chuck on the target, it'll hit for 50% more. On top of that, there's another thing which I'll be explaining in a second. After that, you have lightning bolt, which is like your bread and butter spell. You can use it while moving, which is really good. So basically, you're always in LOS of whoever you're trying to do damage to. You're just going to be running around casting lightning bolt on whoever and just running. And then when you get a proc for your lava burst, you use your lava burst. Pretty simple. Earthquake, you put it down. Earthquakes people. There's a 10% chance of them knocking them down. It's kind of cool. You can put it if they're gonna go behind pillars. You can put it down. They'll get screwed up. Fulmination is like one of your big abilities. Basically, when you have one or more charge of lightning shield, you can use it to whenever you use your earth shock, it'll consume those charges and do more damage. So it stacks up to 7. So if you can imagine getting 7 stacks, it'll hit really high. Like it's pretty much your finisher, your execute. It'll hit like 100k if you do it right. So yeah, it's just something to keep track of. After that, talents. You're going to be going Nature's Guardian pretty much all the time. This is not something you're never going to change to the Shaman. It's really good. After that, you can go Windwalk or Earth Grab. Personally, I enjoy Windwalk a lot more than Earth Grab, but Earth Grab is good too. So it's kind of whatever you're running against. If you're running against a high melee comp, Earth Grab. I like running Windwalk against mages so they can't pet Nova me, and then they don't get procs, and then they don't get their damage. Yeah. Call the Elements is the next one you want to use. You can use this or Totemic Projection. Totemic Projection is if you're going to be needing to CC a lot, because it basically allows you to put down a, like your cap totem, and then throw it on top of the healer right as it's about to go off. I could throw it right now, like, and then stun. I like Call the Elements more because that means I can tremor, I can healing stream, I can grounding, and then I can do it again. It's just really good. After that, you probably use NS. There's a difference. You can use NS, or you can use Echo the Elements, or you can use Elemental Mastery. I've seen people run all of them and be successful with all of them. NS is pretty much only going to be used for, well, I call it NS, but it's Ancestral Swiftness. It'll be only used for like NS hexes, just getting a quick hex so you don't have to cast it if like a druid's out of tree form or druid's out of travel form or something. Echo the Elements basically gives you like a third proc besides your mastery, so it could proc a third time. This is just really good for like random RNG burst damage, which will kill somebody just in like 1 second. So that's it's fun to play, but I don't know if it's as practical. Elemental Mastery increases your haste by 30% for 20 seconds with a 1.5 minute cooldown. I use this in conjunction with Ascendance to do some crazy damage. However, if you do get locked out on your lava tree during Ascendance, it kind of gets screwed up because you just wasted 2 cooldowns in 1. After that, you want to be doing rushing streams. Basically, your healing stream now heals for 15% additional healing, which is just a great ability. The healing stream is OP. Might as well buff it some more. After that, you want to be going Unleashed Fury. I've seen people go Ellie Blast, but that's not the way anymore. Unleashed Fury just empowers your Unleashed Elements, which I'll be covering like burst in a second, and it allows you to do more burst. When your Flame Tongue weapon active, which is the, you know, the weapon and boon you want to be running, the damage taken by lava bolt or lightning bolt is increased by 30%, and from your lava burst by 10% for 10 seconds. The basic, like, the good thing about this is the 30% from the lava or from the lightning bolt, because you're going to be just casting lightning bolt on cooldown, like just lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. And if you do this and it does 30% more damage, it's great, you know. So if you think too, if you stack your 50% damage increase from lava burst plus your unleash lava burst, that's gonna hit for way higher. So might as well do it, right? That's like your burst combo. So glyphs, I just recently came in, changed it from enhancement. So just give me a second. I'm gonna go thunder. Okay, so this is like the glyph setup you want to be running pretty much always. I don't really ever see. Maybe you'll change one glyph, but you always want to keep your lightning shield. You always want to keep your thunder glyph. Lightning shield just basically means that it can be triggered. When lightning shield is triggered, you take 10% less damage for 6 seconds, and if there's a melee on you, it's always going to be triggered. So it's great. After that, you want to be using thunderstorm. You know, put your thunderstorm on a shorter cooldown of 17.5 seconds. It's good. Thunderstorm's a really good ability. After that, hex reduces cooldown of hex by 10 seconds. Pretty good, right? Besides that, you can trade your hex for the healing stream, which makes your healing stream give your allies an immunity to frost damage. It decreases the frost damage taken by 10%, also fire and nature, but mostly for frost if you're going up against a frost mage. So that's something to keep in mind, but normally keep it with hex. Alright, so gonna get into like gemming and reforging. You're gonna want to be pretty much gemmed, like with your red sockets, go intellect. If you're with your yellow sockets, you're gonna, well, okay, red sockets, you want your intellect gems, the brilliant primordial rubies. The yellow sockets, you want your orange gems, reckless vermilion onyx, which is 180 intel, 160 haste. And then with your purple gems, which you're going to be putting into your blue sockets, you want your mysterious imperial amethyst, which is 180 intellect, 80 PvP power. For your meta, you want the burning primal diamond, which is 216 intellect and 3% increased crit effect. So yeah, those are just the gemming, really simple. Reforging wise, you're going to want to be going mastery as the number 1, reforge, and haste as the number 2. Just mastery and haste. If you stack mastery, you'll get more procs. Haste, you can cast faster. Win-win scenarios for everyone. Ellie is an extremely easy class, like I said before, and I'm just going to be explaining a quick kind of like damage setup in a second. And yeah, so the priority is you always want to keep up your flame shock on everybody. See if I'll show you guys here. I'll put them back on my bars. I have a flame shock 1, 2, 3 macro, which basically it puts flame shock on arena 1, arena 2, arena 3, so I don't even have to target them. I just push shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, and everybody got flame shock. It's so simple. I highly recommend doing it. It's worth it. Ellie doesn't have that much bar space anyways, like you don't need that much stuff on your bars, so might as well put it there. I highly recommend though using, in addition to that, a shear 1, 2, 3 macro, like wind shear. Wind shear is a really OP ability, and you may want to make sure you kick everything, because that'll save your team. And because Ellie doesn't have much CC, you want to be putting out as much utility as possible to make just your team have an easier time playing. So yeah, bursting, really simple. Flame shock on everybody. We're just gonna put flame shock. Just gonna wait. Flame shock. Now wait for a second. This isn't what you would be casting by now, but you flame shock everybody. Get your lightning bolt going. You unleash, and my proc just went away. But you unleash and you hit a lava burst. And yeah, see the numbers are just coming out like 250Ks. It's really simple. Just lightning bolt, lava burst on cooldown. Lightning bolt, lava burst on cooldown. When you have unleash, you want to save your lightning bolt for you want to go to lightning bolt, unleash. Actually, it's proc might fade, and then yeah. So basically, with your unleash, you're trying to combine as many spells as possible into one global. Like you're trying to get your lightning bolt to cast, like you're casting your lightning bolt with your proc of lava burst up. So you're casting your lightning bolt. Right as it's done casting, you shoot your lava burst, and that hitting an unleash will hit really high, obviously. So that's it. I'll try to do it again. It's not simple. It's not even that hard. So you're gonna unleash, lightning bolt, lava burst, boom, 2 hits, and then it'll proc. It might proc again. Look at that procs, and then you get another one, and you get another one. It's like Look at this damage. I don't have to do anything. I'm just hitting 2 buttons, literally 2 buttons. Just casting, 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 casting. Where that proc at? Where that proc at? All right, let's get. Okay, here it is. Unleash. Lightning bolt. Proc-ernio. Boom, big damage. Don't even have to do anything. It's simple, so simple. So yeah, besides that, you want to keep up your what's it called? Searing totem. It just does extra damage. It helps out. You know, just extra little bits of damage. Healing stream on cooldown, pretty much. Well, you don't want to be wasteful, but use it when your team is taking damage. It's not even. It's pretty intuitive class. Pretty simple to learn. Not even hard. And let's see, what else can I think of? Okay, bursting. You just want to make sure you don't get locked out on lava burst. Pretty simple. You just go into your ascendants. You know, I'm a macro here. It's just ascendants, a spirit walker's grace, and then any of your cooldowns. So get this, your unleash, pop this, start running. You want to make sure you don't get kicked on your lava burst because that will screw you up so hard. But look at this damage. I'm just throwing out 250Ks, 275Ks, just throwing them out. Just like I'm throwing hundreds. Just look. It's stupid. I hate the class. It's dumb. I honestly hate the class. It's OP right now. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Another good. Oh, macros. I'll go over macros just because I want to put something else in the video because it's pretty simple of a guide. Not really that difficult. Like I said, flame chop macros, shear macros. You want to have your focus hex macro. You want to have your what do I have? Purify spirit. Mouse over cleanse macro. So cleanse spirit, you can take off hex from people, or you can take off curses. That's good. That's really good. Make sure you have this. That's important to be good. Like I said, my ascendance macro, just use blood furies, elemental mastery, ascendant guidance, ascendance, and then spirit walker's grace. Pretty simple. Focus kick macro, stop casting / add focus, wind shear. Wind shear macro, stop casting, cast wind shear, start attack. Pretty simple. My bind element macro, I love this macro so much. It / target water elemental / bind elemental / target last target. I'll put all these in the description. These copy paste Areno, but I like this macro because I bind elementals like mage elementals, so they can't. Again, I counter mages so hard, so it's hilarious. They just hate me, but I bind their elementals, so they can't use the pet nova, so they can't proc, or so they can't get their fingers of frost. They can't do damage. It's great, and mages get raped by me. So a little nerd. Grounding Totem / stop. This is important right here. Stop casting and then cast Grounding Totem. You want to have your stop casting for Grounding Totem because you think like, all right, the casting Paul, you need to stop. Like, let's see here. Well, elemental mastery, so I can show you guys. All right, so Polly's coming in right now. Right here. What's a big cast? All right, Polly's coming in on my healer. Oh, stop casting. Put it down. The grounding eats the Poly instead of, you know, casting, 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 casting. Oh, the Poly. Oh. Slash AFK. Like, see, this is stuff you can save the team right here. So just make sure you put a stop casting in front of your grounding totem just to save. It'll save your butt. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Another macro you could just have. I don't use NS typically, but you could use /NA like ancestral swiftness and then cast hex. Just like an NS hex. Yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, this was kind of brief, so I might have skipped something. Just kind of woke up, so I'm just a little bit tired. But yeah, hopefully this helped you. It's pretty simple of a class to learn. Honestly, not difficult at all. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace.